Nacho Talk. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Nacho Talk. I'm JJ Nachos, and this is episode 3, featuring my wife and her best friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Carly. I'm 23, 24 tomorrow, and I'm a compulsive liar.
Awesome. Would you like to reintroduce yourself, wife?
I'm wife.
Today, we're recording episode 3 of the podcast. We're very ahead. I just recorded episode 2 with a friend of mine on New Year's Eve, and I think this episode's going up on the 19th, so I'm sure that went well. My wife wrote down an extra question. I think I already knocked the first one out of the way. I said, because I asked who you were, and she told us already about herself.
What did she tell us about herself?
She said she's a compulsive liar and that she turns 24 tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
It's her birthday.
What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, yeah. Your hobbies, rather.
My hobby? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know myself. We were just talking about this. I have no idea who I drive a lot.
Yeah.
I do that. I like to go on Pinterest and make boards for my delusions as well. I do that a lot.
Have you ever killed anyone?
No, I've never killed anyone, but I did stalk someone for 3 months.
How's that going?
I found them.
Oh.
I was successful. I'm a successful stalker.
Period.
That's awesome.
Love to hear it.
Awesome. Yeah, this is fun. Well, we're gonna go down the list. We're gonna keep going down the list. I have how did we meet as a question, but I think we
Want
can.
to talk about stalking? One day,
Yeah.
I was like scrolling through my Snapchat stories, and I was like, this bitch is really funny. Like, I kind of like her. And then after that, for like many months, I just slid into her DMs, and like she would make a story and I would make a comment on it. And like as many times as possible, I would always try to slide up on her stories to like try and get her to like me. And then eventually we did become friends and like make plans to hang out. And I found out that apparently she thought like the same thing about me. Like she wanted to be friends with me too.
I was stalking her the whole time.
Yeah. We were stalking each other.
Yeah.
So that ended well.
Energy got met.
Yes.
That's
Found each other.
That's perfect. I was just about to ask. I was about to say like how you two met, because we technically just kind of met at work. Kinda.
Yeah.
So that's how I met everybody. Everybody on this podcast I met at work. That's how it goes.
Everyone works at the same place.
Yeah, everybody worked together, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this is my wife's best friend, and she is married to my best friend's brother, or getting married to my best friend's brother. So yeah, it's a little family we got. We got a little Henny back on the podcast. I know you guys liked him. You want to say anything, Henry?
Henry, introduce yourself.
I think it caught his sniffs last time a little bit. What's your name? He's nervous.
Henry, say something.
He does not want to talk. Okay. Well, we also have Boo on the podcast. You guys can't see him. He's laying down there. He's a chill guy. Yeah. Also, thank you guys so much for the support on the podcast. It is popping off pretty well. I'm sure by now it'll be doing a lot better as well. Okay, Henry. he's gonna get on the back of the couch, sir. Okay, he's gonna sit awkwardly in between us. All right, next question. We're gonna go on to the next question. I guess, do you have? If you do, who/what are your biggest influences or inspirations, Miss Carly?
I really like Aubrey Plaza.
Slay.
I like her dry humor. I strive to be that confusing. I don't want anyone to know if I'm being serious or not. That's my goal.
You're pretty good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that's why in the beginning I thought that you didn't like me.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
I found out that you're just not masking. And slay.
I could never mask. I don't have it in me. I don't think I've ever in my life masked, to be fair.
Well, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I look up to that.
I don't care how I'm perceived, unfortunately.
Love that.
So
That's a really good thing. You know?
Yeah.
I strive to be like that, but it's hard not to mask sometimes.
I know.
Yeah, especially when you've been with our families. Uh, well, that kind of ran through most of my questions. Actually, yeah. Hold on. I want to add on back to the how we met thing. I think this is a funny story. Like the first time I had ever talked to her, Carly was at work, and it was after a weird guy in the parking lot. Was like
Oh gosh.
weirdly. I don't know if you want to explain. I just know, like on my end, I worked as a car pusher, right? And I just saw this guy standing around in the parking lot, and he kept asking everybody for a ride, and I don't really know. I can't remember too much of it. Yeah, no, Nala's in the other room. She might come on an episode one day, but I know I talked to Carly about this guy that was in the parking lot, and she said he offered you something to go somewhere.
Okay, so he came up. I was working as a cashier, and he came up, and I checked him out, or I checked his things out. I rang him up, and he okay. I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I'm like pretty sure that he had a kitten in his front shirt pocket. He was wearing like a button up shirt, and it had a pocket. I'm pretty sure he had a kitten in it. I could be making that up. I don't know. I feel like I really remember there being a kitten in his pocket. And he had a bandana on, a red bandana, and he was like asking me questions, and he asked me like when I got off work. And I don't have common sense. I'm not like, I have zero survival skills. So I just told him when I got off work. I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I get off at 10, so not too much longer. Anyway, so he goes and sits down at the bench right next to my register, and he just stares. He's just watching me like the whole time that I'm working. And finally, I get off at 10. I go to clock out, and I come back, and he's gone. I don't know where he went. And so I was gonna ask one of the cart pushers to like walk me out, because I was kind of freaked out, but I didn't want to burden anybody, because I don't know. I don't have survival skills. And so so I'm walking out, and I see him. He's coming out of the front door, and I'm walking to my car, and Boo's in there playing with Henry's chew toy, and Henry's about to get super upset. Look at him. And so I'm walking out, and I see him come out the door, and so I get on the phone, and I pretend like I'm talking to my mom, and he runs up on me. And I'm like, oh God, I'm going to die. And so I turn around, and he sees that I got my phone up to my face. And then he starts running the opposite way. And so I'm like, okay. And so I start running to my car. And then he starts running back at me. And I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, yeah. And then he just left. I was like, this guy has to be on drugs. There's no way that he thought that was, like, that's not how you pick up women. I thought about telling him that.
Yeah.
I thought about giving him advice, but then I was like, I've given him enough chance.
You're too nice. This reminds me of when we first moved into this house. We were on the back of her truck, and we were just sitting there minding our own business, waiting on him to get there, because I had just stepped in ticks. There were ticks all over me. I was already bugging. Yeah, on both of us. I was freaking out. So I was sitting on the back of her truck just waiting for him to get there and save us so that he could bring, because like there was nothing inside. So I needed soap, I needed a towel, I needed new clothes. It was a mess, okay? So I'm already stressed sitting on the back of her truck with her. And then old man neighbor comes up, and he said, oh, what are you two pretty ladies doing out here? Yeah. And I just looked at him. I was just like, and Carly fucking talks to him.
I was like, oh, pretty lady.
Yeah, she's like happy and like talking to him, talking like everything's normal. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know how I've survived this long.
Yeah, I think he knew that I was the one that like lives here at that point. So my RBF got him to leave. Yeah. He was like messing with our mailbox and stuff. Yeah. Like touching our mailbox. And he was like, oh yeah, sometimes this falls off. Da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, it would fall off less if you didn't touch it.
Yeah, he was being weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. So yeah, she does not have survival skills.
No. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
okay.
Yeah, this you made it this far.
Yeah.
That's what matters. That's what matters. Our neighbor is a character.
He
like anytime we have any sort of like person over,
He's a
if we are
fucking
out there, he will
stalker.
come out and talk to us. He has a window facing our house, and I just know he watches. He just looks.
And in the woods next to our house, we've noticed that there's like he had recently cut a new path. There is a pond to the left of our house, but he cut a new
Yeah.
path and there's like logs everywhere. And it's like, why? Like,
Yeah.
why are you in the woods next to my house? Go away.
Yeah, and whenever we first moved in, the landlord had said that pond in there is kind of like a community thing, like
nobody
every-
owns it.
yeah,
It's
nobody
not on
owns it.
anybody's property.
But whenever he talks to us, he's like, "Oh yeah, y'all can go down there and fish in my pond
Yeah,
and,
he said that's his
roll
pond.
around in my
I'll give you
pond."
permission.
Yeah, and he's just it's an old person, you know, like it's hard to like, I guess, be angry at old people, but
I don't know. Old people are weird
They-
about their property.
they are weird. Like a lot of old, like they're still stuck in old ways.
Remember that time that we had just gotten out of your truck and then Henry immediately went like right to where the property line was and took a shit?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
funny.
he was so real for that.
Yeah.
Henry's about that life.
He is.
Henry,
Aww.
Boo, you can kind of see him.
Said knuckles.
Boo's-
No
Boo's-
knuckles. No knuckles.
Boo wants some knuckles.
Do you
You
want
can
some
sit. You
sit?
can sit up here,
Come
Boo.
here, sit. Come here.
Can you? Is he gonna join the podcast?
Boo's
Yeah.
joining the pod.
Yeah. Look at
We're
we got
all
a
here.
we got a full couch.
He's gonna
Oh,
show you
okay.
his
He's showing his asshole.
Hey,
He's showing.
For free.
He's show-
Bro.
Boo's showing his asshole on the podcast.
This is not that kind of.
Okay.
show.
We'll cut that out. That's going on the Patreon. That'll only go on the Patreon.
This is not that
Boo,
kind of couch.
What do you have to say for yourself, Boo?
The casting couch.
Yeah, no.
He's not even talking. He said no cameras.
Oh.
Nothing. Oh, Boo. Okay. Oh no.
No.
He's digging. Hey, quit showing your asshole on the podcast, Boo.
He really wants to.
What are you doing?
This is the exclusive content you only get on Nacho Talk, guys. If you're listening on Spotify and not watching the video on YouTube, that's your own fault. You don't get to see Boo asshole.
Booty.
I actually got this pointer finger for random things like this. There it is. Point. Well, oh, he said, "Oh, hold on."
Hey, hey.
Oh, he's watch you bite the finger.
Oh.
On
Okay,
my turn,
okay.
dude.
Okay, I won't
One
point.
of my crab rangoons.
Okay.
We
Thanks.
skipped the last question.
Yeah, there's still 2 questions. We have the last one I wrote, and then
Oh,
you
okay.
can ask her your question.
Okay, slay.
Yeah.
I'm
Slay.
scared.
Okay. The last, my last question was, what are your biggest goals in life? Like, do you have any? Like, what are your biggest things here? Oh. I got something to say.
You want to dad him?
You have goals?
He wants to be a singer.
Oh.
My biggest goals probably just, dude, I don't know. I'm just winging it. I've been winging it since I came out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. None of this was planned.
Henry.
Yeah.
I didn't honestly think I was going to make it past 10th grade. To be fair, I don't know. I'm just kind of going with it.
Winging it.
Yeah.
It's okay to not have goals.
I think probably just want to start a family and like not feel like I'm in fight or flight.
Yeah. Be stable.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get my mental health right and then start a family and like
Slay.
I mean, that's
have
similar
like
goals.
free labor
Yeah.
for my children, you know? Oh goodness.
I'll fix that. Oh. We're gonna ignore that. I'm glad that's off camera. I could have set up the other camera and just like show what we had going on. But no, that's good. That's good goals. That's similar goals. Your goals on our episode are just like happy. Just be happy and stable. I like those.
I want to have a lot of cheweenies.
I want to have the #1 podcast in Venezuela, so I think we're getting there. We already have 2 5-star ratings on Spotify, so
Are there many podcasts in Venezuela?
there's a few. I think there's a few. I want to get there. I'm gonna get there though. Yeah, no, that's good goals. I respect those goals. Henry didn't have any goals last time. Has that changed, buddy?
His New Year's resolution is to start more fires.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
It's the first sign of a serial killer.
That's okay. You've been watching
He
too many.
looks guilty as hell.
He's been watching too much Criminal Minds with us. I think he's getting inspiration from the
Yeah,
killers.
he got ideas.
He's-
You got a big head.
he
Little
does.
ideas.
He's hiding behind me. All right. You want to ask her your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When is the last time you took a life-threatening dump?
Don't worry about me.
Life threatening.
Yeah, like one where you're just like on the toilet, like gripping your toes, sweating, like praying to God, like it feels like you're gonna die and pass out.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been actually like, I want to say, wow, that actually, I haven't had one in the new house.
Oh.
That, I'm really happy for you, actually. That's really good.
The last one was in the old house, and I literally fell to the floor, and I was screaming out for my mother.
That happened to me one time, and then like I screamed out to her, and then like she like wouldn't help me get up, and she just left me on the floor.
She laughed at me.
Literally. And then like,
It was so.
what the heck, man?
It was top
I was trying to take a shit, and she wouldn't help me go take a shit.
top 10
What?
worst
Biggest
betrayals.
heartbreak. Yeah.
It was so bad.
Can't believe that happened.
I'm sorry you guys have had bad experiences.
We're both tummy girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have tummy problems.
Yeah, look at my shirt. My shirt says
Yeah, my tummy hurts. Yeah, you can read that.
Yeah.
That's
Stop.
It's
laying
very
on the
fitting.
couch.
I gotta keep Zofran
Stop
on me
it.
at all times.
yeah. The
Stop it.
she wears wife wears this sweatshirt every time or sweater every time we go to the doctor. Every time she has a checkup or anything, just so they know what's going on. Because that's it every time.
I should start wearing that one sweatshirt though that says, let me guess, my test all came back normal.
Oh yeah. Doctors, am I right, guys? Healthcare.
I told my
Yeah.
doctor that I didn't want the IUD, and then like I tried this birth control pill, and then like a couple weeks later I called back and I was like, hey, this birth control is like really sucking, like it's giving me some pretty bad side effects, and they were like, okay, quit the pill. He wants you to see the gynecologist ASAP for an IUD. Like, girl, what?
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
Yeah. Healthcare for women is very shitty. So I haven't been to the doctor since like 2017, so I don't really know what
You're a
know what's
man,
going
so
on.
they probably respect you.
Yeah. I'd hope so. Some people say I look like a woman.
You're a very pretty woman.
Thank you. I remember in the mask time whenever I worked at Walmart, I was like the door greeter, like counting people during prime COVID. I had my mask on, my hair down, and I got called Miss Walmart more than once.
Oh, I have a story time
Yeah?
about that.
Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
So I did that as well, and there was one time that I was like, we had to like ask people like, "Oh, do you want a mask?" Like we couldn't force them to wear masks, obviously. But like this guy came in, and I was like, would you like a mask? Like, would you, that's all I asked. I was like, "Would you like a mask?" And he runs up to me, and he like, here, hold.
Oh yeah.
He goes like, this, like that, just like that, and then I'm like, okay, like, and then he walks off. He goes shopping for like 15 minutes, comes back later, and he's like, I just want to apologize to you. That was not like me at all. This isn't because of you. I'm sorry. This is because of the government. I was like, what are we talking about right now? I asked if you wanted a mask. It was the weirdest.
All you have to do is say no. He came back up. I'm sorry. That wasn't my brightest hour.
The hillybillies in the small town where we live, bro, they are crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't like you.
Yeah, I completely get not wanting to wear a mask, but man,
Don't take it out on retail workers.
yeah, like they acted like retail workers were like the government people in suits, like forcing a mask on your face. It was like, I mean, I wore it. I didn't mind. The main reason I wore mine for so long is because like I just like being hidden, and that's what caused her to think I hated her. So that was what.
I would ask you questions, and then you would literally point to the things instead of answering the question. I would be like, do you know where the onions are? And you would be like,
Yeah, well,
say something,
the
anything.
problem was I didn't. When I was working, that was the time where I still didn't talk much. Like I barely even talked to Zach really, and when I did talk, it was very like quiet. And then the mask also muffled it, so I would say stuff like, "Oh yeah, follow me," or "Yeah, come here," or like, "Yeah, over there," but like you wouldn't hear me, I guess. Yeah. And I didn't feel like correcting myself because I was too nervous. So that's how that'd go.
Josh thought that I was my stepsister.
That's fun.
Yeah, he dated my stepsister before we got together.
Really?
Yeah, I give him crap about it all the time. I don't even care that much, really.
Shoot. Yeah. I can't wait to.
How are family dinners? Are those going okay?
Yeah.
Actually, she moved, which made things so much easier.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
She said, "I'm getting out of here."
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. She's like, ugh, awkward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move a couple states away.
Yeah.
Gotta fix it.
That's awesome. Lord. Yeah, Walmart brewed a lot of things. I talked about it a lot, surprisingly, in the last podcast too. And my buddy Jason went on about Big Lots because that's where he worked and how shitty that was. You guys shop at Big Lots?
I think I've been in there once.
Once. Yeah, I
We're just
remember.
like besties. We're just like the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was scared of Big Lots when I was a kid.
I'm scared of Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah. Well, that's fair.
I'm scared of men.
That'll do it.
That's also fair.
That'll do it. No, I need to get Zach on a podcast episode soon. We need to get that guy out of the house for one.
We should get him a Lego set.
Yeah.
That's what y'all could do on y'all's podcast.
Dude, actually, that'd be
Build a Lego set.
that would be so fun. Like we could just build Legos and talk for the podcast. Like I can do that on multiple episodes. Like we could do that.
Zach
Especially
would eat that up.
yeah, well, especially on episodes where like we don't have a guest and it's just like me or just me and you or something. We could just build Legos too.
No, I'm talking like you and Zach should build like one of those
I can do
official Lego sets where it like is like a thing.
Oh yeah, like the fucking
Like-
Millennium Falcon. It'll take like
Usually,
8 hours.
I bet The Hobbit or like Lord of the Rings or something
Lord of
like
the
that.
Rings, for sure.
I bet they probably have like some type of set. I bet
Yeah.
they have a set for everything.
Yeah, guys, go sub to the Patreon and donate to the Nacho Talk podcast so we can afford the $300 Lego sets and we can build Legos on the podcast.
They're so expensive.
They are, dude. Even like that bouquet of flowers is like $100 almost.
Oh my
Dude,
like-
gosh.
Like,
what?
and there's like that guitar one that's like $250 or something. Like,
They greedy up in this bitch.
like it's like these are supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you charging so much for plastic blocks?
yeah, come on now,
Inflation.
inflation. Yeah. If you guys want to see that, go sub to the Patreon. It should be up by now because
wanna
it's
see that.
yeah.
I
I
would
mean,
love to hear Zachary's answers. He seems
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he seems like an interesting guy.
oh yeah, I'm excited to get him to out stuff
Yeah,
on
he's
the
got
podcast.
lore. He's
That's awesome. I can't wait to talk to him about that stuff because I actually didn't like him at first. I did not like him at all. Because
Enemies to lovers arc.
literally. Well, because before we like officially met, it was when I was a cart pusher, and he apparently like for some reason just like loves talking to all the cart pushers, but I had never talked to him in my life.
Zach loves talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'll chat you up.
Well, one of the cart pushers that worked there, he like you guys know him. Zach would come outside at night and talk to him for like almost 2 hours, like all the time, and
Did it
like
start with a K?
yeah, okay,
Mm.
I knew immediately.
Mhm.
But
They're
Zach,
both chatty.
yeah, but like this is before I knew Zach at all.
Didn't
But
he hit you up too and be like,
oh yeah, this guy
Yeah.
was something else.
yeah.
But Zach would talk to him for like hours in the parking lot, and I would just be stuck doing all the car pushing by myself for that whole time because Zach would be fucking distracting his ass, and I'd be thinking to myself like I'd see the car pusher talking to Zach, and I'd just be like who the fuck is this guy? Like I fucking hate you, dude. Like what? Like let this guy
Who is
work.
this
Let
guy?
him work. And then I moved into the produce department, and Jason, is my boss. I've known Jason for like years. Yeah, Jason was like, oh, you'll like, because I didn't know Zach's name either. He was like, oh, you'll like Zach. You guys both like video games. Here you go. And just put me in there with him. And I was like,
This guy.
you. I was like, you. You. But, and then, yeah, now we're married.
Mhm.
You're what?
Yeah. What? Well, I guess we were work married, but I quit or got fired. So,
Get
I
him
mean,
on- no,
he's
get him
gonna
on
get
the
divorced.
podcast if you have any female followers. He's single.
Oh, yeah, guys.
And I'm looking for a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a friend.
She's adopting all the friends.
I just want to collect them like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we need Zach to get an autistic woman. I think.
Autistic ladies are where it's at.
Yeah.
I get on with them.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, you fuck with most of them, so
No,
I think that'd
love
work out.
Pretty much, if you have a mental illness, I like you, and I think we should be friends.
I got the alphabet soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're all best buds. That's why we're best buds, guys.
And Boo has autism.
Autism.
So
I
does
think-
Henry.
Yeah, I think Henry does too. I think Henry has like just general evil thoughts, though.
Yeah, he's got a criminal mind.
Yeah. That's okay, buddy. He's in arrest right now.
He's in arrest.
Yeah. I always thought that I was crazy just because of how much I did this YouTube stuff and like all this, because I talked to myself in videos for years and it'd never go anywhere. So I just thought, eventually I thought I was just crazy. That's why I quit for a while. Yeah, I am.
I do that on my
That's
Snapchat
it.
stories.
Yeah.
Talk to myself.
Yeah. But like when
No,
I
I love
stream
it,
and stuff
though.
too, like I'll stream and like it'll be to like 1 or 2 people or like nobody half the time. But I will talk my head off. And nobody to the audience, 0. Like I was saying on the video I did, I was like, even if I'm 80 years old and still have like 10 subscribers or something, I'd still make the videos just because I don't know. I think I don't know how that where that puts me mentally.
My chemistry teacher told me that I should get like a Twitter or like start a podcast because she was like, you need somewhere to spout your random nonsense that's not a classroom. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I like podcasts. My work causes me to like have a lot of free time,
Yep.
so I just sit there and listen to podcasts.
You would have a really good podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
You're
You
funny.
too. Woboth of you would have a neat little
If I ever
podcast.
started a podcast, I would want you on it.
Yeah.
Would you do that if I started a podcast? Would you be like one of the main
Oh
girls?
yeah.
You two could just
Dude,
co-host
I
it.
feel like that
I'm
would
a
be great.
narcissist.
Yeah. I mean, you guys wouldn't even have to do an episode every
I need
week.
to get my own computer set up right now so Carly and I can have our own podcast.
Yeah.
We're
Don't.
going to be in competition.
Don't- Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead. I need competition, guys. Donate to the Nachoverse Patreon so we
We're
can
gonna
get their
be-
podcast
We're gonna be
kickstarted.
the second most popular podcast in Venezuela.
Yeah.
You guys will never be number 1. I'm Venezuelan. I'm Venezuelan number 1.
Would never try.
But yeah, no, I enjoy the podcast a lot because I had a podcast before with a friend of mine that we was doing pretty good. We got to like 20 episodes, but it ended up falling through because I still never talked about it. But that friend, my wife knows the
I
story.
Can I say it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
He likes to diddle little kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was prepared
But
for
we've been-
anything before.
Yeah.
Well, that's been on a cliffhanger for like since the first episode. Like I talked about, I was like, should we tell why the other podcast fell through? And we're like, no, we'll leave that. But yeah,
Use it for clickbait.
yeah, clickbait. We'll clickbait it.
Yeah.
No, it was a podcast with a friend of mine. That we were friends for like 5 or 6 years. We met online, but the thing is too is like,
Hey.
There it goes.
oh,
There it
oh,
goes.
he heard the
Hey.
squeaky toy. Henry, come on, Henry. But like that ex friend / co-host, I met him online. Like me and my other best friend, we met him, but when we were 13, online playing video games.
Yeah.
And I guess technically we were
Mhm.
like groomed. I guess that's what it is.
Yep.
We were
Yeah,
'cause
that's what it's called when a 30-year-old is talking to some 13-year-old little boys.
Yeah.
I know all about it.
because like we were
Same.
kids, so we joked about like
Henry.
fucked up stuff, you know, because we were kids, and he would joke about that fucked up stuff too with us. And like you shouldn't be joking about like sex with a 13-year-old when
Probably
you're 30.
not quite appropriate.
Yeah, and but yeah, eventually we started our podcast because he was like the only person that would do it with me, which also is a little weird, I guess.
How old was he?
He's 30. I mean, he was like 26 or 25 when we met. But yeah, yeah,
That says a lot about him.
yeah. And I even went to his wedding.
Yeah, I don't know, because, like, me as, like, a
When I was 18.
22-year-old right now, I'm about to be 23. I, like, honestly, anybody under 20 right now, I would, like, it would be
They're just
different.
annoying.
It would, yeah, it would
Yeah.
be different if I was friends with them before I became this age, but now that
Or,
I am
like,
this
my
age, I'm not
cousins.
gonna, like,
Yeah.
seek out to become with friends or do anything with people that young, because they're just, like, out of my maturity range. Like, they're just at a completely different place in life. They're doing different things. They have the, you know, ability to still be immature and live life a certain
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, like
We're worried about bills.
Yeah.
We're worried
Yeah.
about our car breaking down.
Yeah,
Like,
I think my youngest friend is JXT, my buddy JXT, which I met him when I was like 18, 19, and he was like 15 or 16. You know, so that's fine, that's normal, and he's cool. He's on
as
one of the
long
last
as you
episodes.
don't diddle him, it's normal.
Yeah.
I would never diddle him. I'd
Please,
only
no
talk.
diddle.
I'd only talk about and joke about it. I wouldn't actually do it, guys. I wouldn't diddle
That's what
him.
they all say.
I actually groomed him, guys. I'm gonna go meet up with him soon. the silence speaks loud.
I can't say that.
We have
You
se-
can say that. I
We
can't
have
say
we have secrets on the podcast. You would say
She
to
said that the best part of having sex with 22-year-olds is that there's 20 of them.
that. I'm so sorry. You can cut that part.
No. Is it bad that the 30-year-old ex-friend has made that joke before?
Oh, that's
Lord,
not good.
no.
That says something about me.
No.
No, Carly, no.
Oh no, I'm next.
The pod. The
I'm gonna
pod.
be your dad's roommate.
Bro, dude, a little bit ago I built a jail, like an underground jail thingy in Minecraft, and I put a bunch of little villagers in the cells, and then later on Bella got onto the server or whatever, and she was playing with me, and I showed it to her, and as soon as she walked into that room she said, "Oh cool, which one's your dad?" And I was like, "Bro."
Lord have mercy.
I welcome the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Dad prison jokes are the best kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my dad's in prison, isn't he?
He
don't know.
was.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at now.
Because we looked it up.
He
It was
might still be there.
the story that's really funny though, like
Literally.
because
dude.
because we have the site thing where you can look up and see like charges on people.
Yeah, we didn't know
everything.
about that site until we went and we spent the night with our friends.
Yeah.
And it was just some random day, just like there was
Just
no
nothing
rhyme or
important.
reason. We just went and we were hanging out and we were sitting there playing card games. And she just randomly was like,
Henry.
Henry!
Henry.
Henry!
Henry.
Henry!
Oh my God.
He's like, save me.
I think Henry scared Boo.
He did.
That's okay, buddy. Oh my gosh.
You let that
Henry.
little kid scare you.
Henry. Oh my God. Are you okay, Boo? You have
That's
anything
my
to say?
boy.
He breathed. He breathed. You're talking about my dad, the
Oh yeah,
thing.
so anyways,
Yeah.
we were at our friend's house and she just randomly, like, we were playing card games and she just randomly brought it up and was like, "Do you know how to look people up on there?" And I was like, "You know what? No, like, I know how to look people up on the jail roster, but like, you know, public records or whatever, I don't know how to do that."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, well, I can show you." And then she
Mm-hmm.
showed it to me, and just for fun, we were all sitting there looking up people that we know, and we just happened to look up his dad.
Yeah. We were just looking up random people in our family and like finding out a lot of stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let me look at my dad. I haven't talked to him in a long ass time. And literally, I looked it up, and his last charge was the day before, and it was for, like, he had meth on him, and he was evading the police,
Meth and
and
cocaine.
meth and cocaine on him, and he evaded the police and barricaded himself inside of a hotel or a motel. And that was the day before that we like looked up that stuff.
That is
Just-
so savage. He ate
Yeah.
that.
He did.
And that was after he had went missing for like a while. Like he had texted him and
Yeah.
then just not gotten a response back for like a long
Yeah.
time.
He
like,
had a valid
months.
excuse.
Yeah.
Like I'd messaged him like forever ago, and then he never messaged back, and then like the day or week after my birthday, he was like, "Oh, happy birthday, bud," and I was like, "Oh, thanks. How you doing?" And then just nothing for the rest of the time, and then and then I looked that up and find out brother was on a mission. He was he was on a meth and cocaine infused mission.
It was just a silly side quest.
Yeah, it was awesome. I don't know how long we've been going for. Let me check. Oh, exclusive. Okay, I think we can wrap it up or something, or like have a little like. You guys have anything to add? Any last
Here.
things to add?
Give me Knuckles.
Yeah.
Sing to him. See if he'll sing.
You wanna sing?
Sing us out, boo.
Sing us out. Sing.
La-dee-da-dee-da.
Sing, boo. Yeah.
La-da-da.
Henry's singing with him. We got a choir.
Sing, boo, sing.
Are you
Sing,
nervous?
sing a song. Okay.
You slayed that, boo. You
Oh
got
my
it.
god.
You got it.
All right. I don't know how that sounds in your headphones, viewers, but I don't think you're getting that on any other podcast. I don't think you're getting a dog choir on any other podcast.
Aw.
That
I think you
that
did a good job.
that
boo.
might just be a clip for the Instagram, boo. Good job. That and your asshole from earlier.
I can't believe you did
Oh.
I know. He just
I can't
started.
believe he did that for free.
Traumatized. It's
Boo.
okay.
First time on camera on the podcast, and you're showing your asshole and
You
singing for
didn't
everybody.
mean it. You didn't mean it. It was just.
He's
a
gonna
joke.
be your next guest.
Yeah, just boo. I just need boo on.
Yeah, just Jared and Boo.
Yeah. Well, that was an exciting episode. Thank you, Carly, for joining us on this episode.
Bringing the
Oh.
boy.
Yeah, thank you for bringing Boo. Thank you, wife, for co-hosting with me. But guys, you need to tell my wife in the comments how much you love her because she did not want to
Shut
sit
up.
in on this episode.
No.
She did not want to, but we forced her to. And I know they loved
He's
you. Okay,
lying.
they loved you on the
He's
first episode.
lying.
I'm sure they love you too on this one. They love Boo. Thank you guys so much for watching. New episodes every Sunday, so far every Sunday at 7 a.m. Central on Spotify and YouTube. But I guess that's it. And we can roll the outro, the sexy little piano chords. Yippee! Okay, I'll put that in there. I'll put that at the end.